But first, seriously, how tone deaf are these business leaders of ours, more than 450 of them, of Australia's richest and most privileged, running huge ads in the Australian newspaper and Financial Review saying they're all for The Voice. Now, that's just what the Yes campaign needs, doesn't it? More proof that our elites are trying to ram this racist idea of the left down the public's throats. So really, for me, there are now two issues here. The first, of course, is The Voice itself, whether Australians really should be divided by race, should vote for this kind of advisory parliament in our constitution for just one race, people identifying as Aboriginal. Now, to me, this is a no-brainer. I say no to any form of apartheid in this country. Remember, apartheid, Afrikaans word, literally means a state of being apart. Now, this furphy that The Voice is just there to advise government, even a hothead like retired boxer Anthony Mundine can now see through that.
Why the hell do we need a voice? We've got people in Parliament, we've got senators, we're already making our voices heard.
But there is now a second issue beyond just The Voice. It's this bullying by the rich and powerful, and by so many of our institutions and Yes crusaders. You take the latest campaign manual for volunteers for the official Yes 23 campaign, how to talk people into saying yes. It advises them to name the villain or unfair barrier, including who or what is harming us and why. Pick a villain that most people dislike or distrust, and it's just one. Mining billionaires care more about profit than protecting our country. And that's actually quite ironic, because mining companies like BHP and Rio Tinto have both given $2 million each to the Yes campaign to feed exactly the kind of people they now can see just hate them.
The Yes campaign's taking millions of dollars from mining companies and then making them out to be the villains. So the contradictions here, the hypocrisy in the argument from the government is quite astounding. And I think people in WA are starting to get a real suspicion about this Prime Minister.
But talking about institutions bullying for The Voice, the ABC. The ABC is meant to be impartial because all of us must pay for it. But here are two new examples from just the past couple of days of the ABC pushing the Yes campaign, and now in really dumb ways. They must be getting desperate. First example, ABC Star leads sales instructing all ABC staff by email to reject anyone saying the Uluru statement that inspired this voice is more than just the one page we've been told. Now, sales tells ABC staff to respond to people who say that, like this: Ms. X, respectfully, I'll correct your claim that the Uluru statement is a 26-page document. It is a one-page document. The other 25 pages were minutes collected during a consultation phase that do not form any part of the document. Well, Sales today defended imposing this groupthink on the ABC.
When I saw last week that this idea that there was a secret 26-page document starts to take hold as if it's fact, I think that someone of my seniority, it's incumbent on me to say, hang on a minute, this is not factually accurate, and we need to make sure that our reporters are very crystal clear on that point.
How arrogant. Now, personally, I think the Uluru statement really is the one page, but I wouldn't dream of instructing other presenters here on Sky, like Peter Credden, they should shut up about those other pages of notes, which demand all kinds of things. They may have a point, it might be important. And debate is healthy. The second ABC example, yesterday's Insiders. I mean, talk about ABC groupthink. A pack attack on opposition leader Peter Dutton for calling out what really is an obvious flaw in the ballot paper for the referendum on The Voice, a flaw that could suppress the no vote. Let me show you the ballot paper. It says that if you support The Voice, you write yes. If you don't, write no. But if someone does make a mistake and just ticks the box, the Australian Electoral Commission says, well, that's fine. It will still count that as a yes. But if you put a cross in that box, perhaps to say no, it won't. So Peter Dutton is right.
It's completely outrageous, to be honest. I mean, if a tick counts for yes, then a cross should count for no. It's as clear as that. Otherwise, it gives a very, very strong advantage to the yes case.
Yet ABC heavyweights Laura Tingle and David Spears yesterday on Insiders attacked Dutton, with Spears, the ABC's political lead, trying an absurd gotcha that accidentally proved Dutton's point.
Does it head into the realm of attacking what is a highly respected independent election authority in Australia?
Yeah, well, exactly. It's completely outrageous. I find this really disturbing, not just because of what it does in terms of the Voice referendum, but in terms of, once again, attacking institutions. I mean, these guys are supposed to be the Conservatives. They're supposed to be protecting and respecting institutions.
And another point, does putting an X always mean no? Politicians have to fill out a form, right, to show they constitutionally are eligible to sit in Parliament. They don't breach Section 44. Here's Peter Dutton's form, by the way, that he filled out. Right down the bottom there, are you eligible to sit? Yes, with an X. There you go. All right.
That's awkward.
I mean, how ridiculous. If the form for the Voice vote looked like the one that Dutton put a cross on, nobody would complain, because this is exactly how the Voice referendum should do it. Put a cross or a tick next to the yes or the no option, no problem, clear as day. But that isn't what the Voice referendum paper will look like at all. Here it is again, write a yes or a no, it says, but if you just tick, that's a yes. If you cross, that's not counted. So completely different. And the Australian Electoral Commission should fix this obviously flawed ballot paper before the vote. But the ABC, you just heard them, ha ha ha, silly Dutton for complaining. Probably, ha ha ha, this will help them to win.